Hello, my name is Hannah, and I'm going to take about 15 minutes of your time to talk to you today about the different zero waste programs that are offered by the City of Boston's Public Works Department. We'll start off by talking about ways to reduce the amount of waste that you produce, and then we'll spend actually the majority of the time talking about how to manage the waste that you've already produced. So, first, we'll take a look at this zero waste hierarchy. I think a lot of you have probably already heard the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. Let's add a few more. So we can start with refuse, which just means say no to acquiring more objects, more stuff. If you don't buy anything in the first place, then you won't have anything to throw out in the end. So that just means, when you're out shopping and you see something that catches your eye, take a second and think, do I really need this? Do I need it right now? Do I have a different object at home that plays the same role? Could I just borrow something from a friend? So limit your consumption. Then, of course, we all have needs, and sometimes we do need to buy something. And so when you do consume wisely so that you're still reducing your overall intake. Make sure you're buying something that's high quality, that's really going to last a long time, for example. After reduce, we can talk about reuse. So, now you've wisely bought the different objects that you need, and, don't just switch it out because, they came out with a new version of whatever your object is. It's more updated or something. Often, if you bought something that's high quality, it's meant to last and you should be able to use it for a long time. If you are, wanting a change, I think reuse can still be considered lending or giving your object to a friend and maybe getting a new object, but from a buy nothing group. So you're still reusing something that someone else has already purchased. And then, when materials or objects do break, try to fix them instead of throwing them out. The city offers fix-it clinics a few times a year. You can find those on our website. You can bring your objects and we will help you repair them so that you don't have to throw them away. That's another part of reuse. And then, of course, everything has, all objects have an end of life. And when that time comes, if they can be recycled, recycle them. This means like putting paper in the blue bin, but it goes further than that. And you'll see in the different programs that I'm going to talk to you about, you can recycle other objects. So clothing and textiles can be recovered and we'll use them for other things. Electronics can be recycled and, the parts kind of taken out and reused. So that's recycle. And then, even in a zero waste world, there's still a little bit of waste. And so that waste, is your trash. And in Boston, all of our trash is sent to waste to energy facilities. So there is the zero waste hierarchy. I want to share one waste reduction tip with you today, which is instead of using paper towels or paper napkins, consider switching to cloth napkins, these Swedish dishcloths. They're very absorbent. That's the picture on the screen. Or just regular old dish towels or rags, really anything. I think this is one of the easiest zero waste switches that most people can make because most of us already have some rags and cloths at home. We just don't necessarily think of using them in the way that we use paper towels and paper napkins, but this will instantly save you money. And if you're like me and you don't have a car, it will save you the hassle of carrying those huge rolls of paper towels home all the time. So nothing but positive over here. All right, let's discuss the different services that the city offers to help you get rid of the waste that you have created. So we'll start with recycling. And by recycling, I'm talking about kind of your blue bin, or if you live in some neighborhoods of Boston where there's not space for the big blue recycling bins, you put your recyclables in clear plastic bags. So what goes in recycling? Very broadly, it's metal, glass, hard plastic, and paper. We have a lot more information about this and guides on our website. And we have an app that you can download, the Trash Day app, where you can search items and see if they belong in the recycling bin or a different bin. Kind of the basics of recycling logistically in Boston. Remember to put your recycling out before 6 a.m. On the day of collection or after 5 p.m. the night before. We have what's called single stream recycling in Boston, which means that you can mix all of your recycling together in the bin, which is awesome and simplifies the process a lot, but it's still confusing. I'm not going to run through all of the things that can and can't be recycled, but just want to highlight a few that kind of come up a lot. The first is, so you can put in things like plastic coffee cups, that's no problem, and plastic milk jugs, those are great. But milk cartons, so when it's more of a cardboard, those need to go in the trash because they have a waxy lining in them. That means that the recycling facilities aren't able to separate that and aren't able to recover the cardboard for recycling. Same with frozen food boxes. You would think they go in the recycling, but in Boston, they need to go in the trash. But things like cereal boxes, absolutely, those are regular cardboard. You can put those in the recycling. Just the plastic bag that's inside goes in the trash. And I think the last thing we'll highlight, two more, plastic bags in general, don't put them in the recycling bin. They cannot be recycled at Boston's MRF, so Material Recovery Facility, which is where we send all of the recycling to be sorted. And there was one more. Oh yes, pizza boxes go in the recycling. Even if they have, a bit of grease on them, it's not a problem. Technology has improved. So recycle your pizza boxes, please. That is recycling for you. Oh, I thought of one more. Black plastic, it cannot be recycled, so put that in the trash as well. Okay, we could talk about recycling for a while, so we're going to move on, but I do encourage you to go to our website if you have questions about recycling, or reach out. I'll give an email that you can reach us at the end. Next, we have food waste services that the city offers. So there's two. We have our Project Oscar drop-off bins, and these are kind of large. Soon they will all be green bins, but right now there's kind of an array of styles. Large green bins where anyone can use them. Any Boston resident, you just bring your food scraps that you've collected at home. So I like to collect my food scraps just in a little Tupperware container. In the summer, sometimes I stick it in the freezer so that, it doesn't get smelly, but if I empty it regularly, it doesn't get smelly anyways. But anyways, any airtight container will do. Put in those, carrot peels or whatever. We accept fruits and vegetables and seeds and nuts, eggshells, things like that. We just don't accept meat and dairy in this particular food waste program. So make sure that you don't put that in. But again, on our website, there's a full list of what's accepted in this program, as well as a list and a map of locations, so you can find the Project Oscar bin that's closest to you. So that is our first program, and for that program, you don't need to sign up. You can just bring your food waste to the bins. The only thing to know is that some of the bins, soon all of the bins, will be locked. And so you just need to enter the code, which is 214. If you forget, it's on our website. So that's that. The second program that we have is open to Boston residents who live in buildings with 6 units or fewer. And this is curbside food waste collection, where this time you do have to sign up. But it's totally free to sign up, and you can do it on our website. Again, you have the QR code and the address, and we will bring you a bin that you put outside, and you put that bin out every week full of your food scraps the same day that you put out your trash and recycling. So very simple, nothing else to remember. It's just one more bin to drag out. And you'll also get a smaller bin for your kitchen counter where you can collect food scraps. That way you're not running outside all the time, but also, if ever you don't want food scraps sitting on your counter anymore. You just empty it into your outdoor bin and then you're good to go. And this program is really kind of miraculous in that it accepts really all food waste, including meat and dairy. And so for this program, I think you will see the amount of trash you produce kind of plummet, which is very exciting. And your trash will never be smelly because you won't be putting food in it anymore. So I think this is my favorite program. It's a wonderful, wonderful program. I encourage you to sign up if you haven't already. Let's take a look at the pictures of the bins so you know what to look for. So these are the bins for the curbside program, the one I just was talking about. You will be able to choose if you prefer to have this smaller bin or the bigger one. I believe the default is the larger bin, but you can specify which bin you would prefer to have. And so those are the outdoor bins that you put out on the curb each week. And then the smaller kitchen one, I don't have a picture of, but it's very small and kind of a lighter color. These are the Food Waste Project Oscar bins. So you know what to look for, and you have the QR code right on there if you ever forget the code and need to go to the website, but it's 214. Alrighty, kind of back to the basics. Trash. Trash is also collected weekly and it's curbside. Same as for recycling. And if you have curbside compost, it needs to be out by 6 a.m. on collection day or after 5 p.m. the night before. Tie up your bag, put it in a container if you have space for a container. And then our trash in Boston is sent to waste to energy facilities. And so it's incinerated. That's trash. Not a lot to say about that. Textiles. So the city partners with CMRK to offer both textile drop-off bins where you can bring clothing and textiles. And by textiles, I mean curtains or towels, bedding, things like that. And so there's a list on our website and a map of all the different bins throughout the city where you can bring your old clothing and textiles. And then we also have a curbside program. And so the important thing to know for this is that you do need to schedule an appointment. You can't just put your clothes out on the curb, but it's very simple. Again, you go to our website, you schedule your appointment. And this is really a wonderful program because in addition to accepting things like bedding and towels and clothes, we can also accept a wide range of household items, things like pots and pans or luggage. Even, this is a question I get a lot, so I'll say it, small area rugs, if they're less than or maximum size is 4 feet by 4 feet, those we also accept curbside. So you just make the appointment and then you bag it up and you'll get instructions and you need to label it and we'll come collect it for you. And that's also a free service. And this is great when you have clothes. I know a lot of people donate their clothes already to Goodwill or things like that, but sometimes you have clothes that have rips in them and no one's going to want to wear them. And we still want them because we will turn them into, or our partners will turn them into rags or insulation. So kind of giving that textile a second life. This is what the textile bins look like. So we have blue bins and white ones. You can kind of have your eyes out for them. Just remember, so there's a list of accepted items on the bins. And there's another one on our website. If ever you're trying to put something in the bin and it can't fit, that means it's not accepted. Try scheduling curbside appointment for it, but please don't leave clothes next to the bins. That's that's no fun for anyone. All right, we're getting towards the end, if that reassures anyone. So mattresses, you can't throw out in the regular trash. You need to recycle them, but we have a solution for how to recycle them. You can schedule an appointment online for curbside collection, and basically we'll just ask you to label it and put it out on the curb on the day of your scheduled appointment. And this service is for buildings, residents in buildings with 6 units or fewer. If you do live in a bigger building, there's a long list of local mattress haulers on our website who would be happy to come take your mattress for you. But you'll find that again through our webpage. So that is mattresses. The one thing I'll say about this is, as you all probably are aware, a lot of leases turn over end of August, early September. And so if you are moving at that time, it's a good idea to schedule your mattress collection appointment a little bit in advance, because if you go, on August 29th to try to schedule an appointment for August 30th, we might not have space. We do increase the capacity at this time of year, but it's still a lot. So I know it's not easy, but try to plan in advance if you can. All right, we also offer special item collection. So what are special items? In this case, special items are televisions, air conditioners, fridges, freezers, water coolers, dehumidifiers, and computer monitors. All of these items you can't put out just with your regular trash. You need to make an appointment. And again, that can be done online. Go to our website and make your appointment, and you'll get instructions for how to put the items out. But it's pretty straightforward, and we will come and take those items away for you. Next, we have yard waste. So yard waste is collected seasonally throughout the year. All of you in the mail should have received your leaf and yard waste calendar, which shows which weeks we collect yard waste. And so basically, if it's a week where we're collecting yard waste, that means the day of your trash and recycling collection. You can also put out yard waste either in brown bags or in a barrel, and you just need an orange yard waste sticker, which you can get from us, so that we know that it's yard waste and not trash. We also have some drop-off events I'll talk about in a second, where you can also bring yard waste, and then seasonal collection of Christmas trees and pumpkins. All of this yard waste is then taken to a compost site where we compost your lovely yard waste and use it in parks and gardens and schools in Boston. And I don't remember if I said this, but if you lost your yard waste calendar, it's also on our website, so you can find it. All right. I think this is our last slide. So hazardous waste. We offer kind of 2 types of events for this, but they're very similar: zero waste days and zero waste pop-ups. The difference doesn't really matter, but basically zero waste days, we accept kind of a wider range of hazardous materials, and zero waste pop-ups, it's usually leaf and yard waste, which technically isn't hazardous, but then another kind of waste. At least 2. Sometimes there's more at the pop-ups, but 2 is the minimum. Anyways, we accept a very wide range of waste at these zero waste days. So paper for shredding, electronics, you name it, hazardous batteries. So that really means lithium batteries. The regular alkaline batteries belong in the trash, so you can put them in the trash. There's a very long list on our website, and if you ever have questions, again, the next slide I'll show you our email address, and you're welcome to reach out anytime, because it really gets confusing. We have several of these zero waste days and pop-ups throughout the year. Scan the QR code, go to our website, and you'll see the calendar of events, and hopefully you can make one of them if you have waste that you need to get rid of. If you can't make any of them, or if you don't have a car, we also have Boston Zero Waste Directory, which is kind of a list and map of different businesses in Boston that will accept different kinds of waste. So that's another option for some people. All right, so we made it. Thank you for listening. If you ever have any questions at all, or anything, reach out to us, the Zero Waste team. So it's zerowaste@boston.gov, and we'll get back to you. If you would like to follow us on Twitter, it's the Boston Public Works Twitter account, or it's X now, I guess. I always forget. And then Instagram, it's Boston Streets Cabinet. So follow us there too. Finally, if you have a second before you move on to whatever you're doing next, download the Trash Day app. This will allow you to see your collection schedule, so you always know when trash and recycling is being collected, and compost, if you have compost. If there are any changes to the schedule, you will be alerted on this app. And then I think perhaps the best feature is that you can search how to dispose of items, which is really, really nice because, as we have established, it's not always the simplest thing in the world. So thank you for your time and have a good day.